Every single day, we literally do so many things, it's insane. And the older you get, the more things you're gonna have to do. So baby, if you're not organized, it's only gonna get worse. But that's why in this video, I'm gonna be sharing my top 10 tips to stay organized and keep you locked in for this school year. Let's get the academic comeback. All these tips come from the fact that I literally do YouTube, do school, and do clubs, and low-key work a job. So trust me when I say I feel you, and all of these things are things that I actually use. Number 1, actually do work when you say you're gonna do work. This first point is the category for literally half of this video, but distractions are evil. TikTok scrolling, doom scrolling, it's evil. It literally knocks you so far off your game, wastes time, which is the most precious resource, and that is why it's number 1 on this list. I think nowadays everyone tries to multitask, everyone welcomes distractions, and all of that is overrated. If you need to do your homework, just do your homework. Don't do your homework and call a friend. Don't do your homework and scroll on TikTok. It's just not going to be as productive. But everyone kind of knows this. It's definitely easier said than done. And that is why the next 4 tips are going to be how to actually do work when you say you're going to do work, how to avoid distractions. So let's go to the next. Number 1 is to meditate. And if you're like, girl, what? This is about locking in. What you saying meditation for? Let me land. I'll explain. So when you're locking in, the number 1 thing you need is a focused mind, okay? Normally you're working and then your brain starts wandering off and starts thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch and starts thinking about who you forgot to text back. And it's like, why does my brain do that? We can't have that. And that's also why we doom scroll, because if you're scrolling, but you're actually looking for something, you're not going to doom scroll. But when your brain's so not focused that you don't even know what you're looking for, you'll just keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling. So one of my favorite hacks to do before I get to work is meditation. You can actually do this when you're going to sleep or when you're waking up. The benefits actually last a long time from meditation. It can last the whole day. But what I like to do is just put on a quick meditation video. If you're a beginner, you probably want to start with guided meditation and see how hard it is for you to follow it. The harder it is for you to follow it, the more cooked your brain is. So keep doing it until it becomes easier and easier for you to follow, and you'll be surprised how easy it becomes for your brain to relax and focus. It's almost like quieting your brain, and that's the number 1 step, very important if you want this brain to work for you. Number 2 is journaling. So another focus hack that goes hand in hand with meditating is journaling. And once again, all of this stuff doesn't seem connected. You might be waiting for me to get to the good stuff, but all of this makes a difference, I promise. If your brain is all over the place, you won't be able to work. So basically, one side of journaling is to dig really deep and write what's on your mind. You're supposed to take your time and try to express yourself through those words, right? But for locking in, and if you're new to journaling, I'm going to talk about dump journaling. This is basically the opposite. You don't think deep, you don't take your time, you just write down any and everything that is on your mind and distracting you at that current time. You just try to get it all out. It could literally be, oh, I remember I really wanted to buy this one dress off of TikTok shop, or, I think I'm sleeping too much. It could be anything. Just write it down and allow this activity to clear your mind and allow you to focus. I kid you guys not, if you are willing to try 1 or 2 of these wellness activities, meditating or journaling, you will not be falling for all the distractions that you fell for before. You will not be falling for doom scrolling, and your focus will get 10 times better. And once you get into a routine of doing this stuff, you'll be like, distractions who? Baby, I'm focused. I'm locked in, okay? The next one is simple. It's out of sight, out of mind. If your phone is in the same room as you when you're working, you're not serious. If it's on the same desk, let's be for real. Did you really think you were going to get work done? It's literally right there. So this super easy tip is just to move whatever you constantly go on, whether it's your phone or your iPad, out of the room when you are working. And because a lot of us are kind of lazy, we're not even going to really want to get up and go scroll through our phones or check who texted us, you know what I mean? You can give it to a friend, put it in the bathroom, and that way you make it not easy and not worth it to go and actually pick it up. So this next one is more of a lifestyle thing, but it is to have a focus mode on all the time. You know when you really need to focus and you turn your phone on D&D, and then when you're done, you turn it off? Honestly, your phone should never just be open to every single notification of every single application. So my next tip is basically to set up a personal focus mode that your phone stays on all the time. You know what apps are more important to you and what apps are not. So for example, should you be getting every single email that comes to your phone, even the spam emails? Should you be getting notified for that? No. But instead of just staying on D&D, set up a focus mode that works for you and your phone usage. So in your phone, you can set up focus modes that work for you and cancel out any apps that just ring you unnecessarily for no reason. If you want to follow specifically my suggestion, I recommend just turning your phone into a flip phone, which means only allowing calls and text and FaceTimes and stuff like that. This allows your phone to actually physically stop distracting you as much. Those sounds are stealing little seconds of your attention span and making it harder for you to return back to what you're doing or just return back to life. So cutting those distractions out, keeping your phone on some sort of focus mode all the time can really help build a better relationship with your phone instead of always seeing it as a distraction. So you're focused now, you're done fighting off distractions. How do you actually manage your time and lock in as productively as possible? First, we're going to talk about the Pomodoro method. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the Pomodoro method is just a method of studying that seems pretty simple, but it can actually be very helpful if you have a lot of work that you need to get done. So with this method, you work for 25-minute time intervals, and then you have a 5-minute break. After a couple rounds, you get to take a longer break of 15 minutes. And this method just helps because obviously we're not robots, you guys. No matter how locked in you are, no distractions at all, you still can't work for 400 hours straight, unless you can. And in that case, go to sleep. But yeah, with college, since you don't have as many classes, sometimes you have these long stretches of just hours and hours and hours of free time that you need to get your work done. So this method could just be a good way to structure your time and make sure you don't completely overwork yourself without spreading things out. Next, we're going to talk about building blocks and working that into your Google Calendar. If you have a big project, you'll need to create building blocks for yourself on how to get them done. So let's say if I want to make this YouTube video, instead of me writing down, make YouTube video on my to-do list, because that's going to get me nowhere, I have to break down what this task actually means. I have to script for it. I have to film for it. I have to edit for it. I have to make a thumbnail. So breaking it up into smaller tasks will actually help you get a head start on it. Once it's very clear what steps you need to take, I want you to give each task a day or a time and create the schedule that you'll use to build those building blocks up slowly until you complete the project. If you're taking a computer science class and you need to 1, watch the lectures, 2, take notes on the lectures, 3, do the P set or something like that, break it all down instead of just saying finish computer science homework, and figure out what times you can do each of those building blocks, and before you know it, you'll be done. Because every big task is just a lot of little tasks put together. So scheduling those little tasks instead of scheduling super big tasks makes it so much easier to 1, actually get started because it doesn't seem as scary in the beginning, and then 2, finish a lot faster. Next, we're going to talk about waking up early. Guys, I know we don't like this one, but if you wake up late, you're simply making yourself run 2 times as fast to get to the finish line. And there's 2 types of people. Some people, when they don't have enough time, they just cram everything and try to figure it out and then just do it even if it's not their best, or they just don't do it. And this can become a problem really quickly. My favorite thing about this tip is that when you wake up earlier, even if it's just 2 hours, even if it's just 3 hours earlier than you normally would wake up, it allows you to actually move a lot slower than we normalize. We normalize the grind. We normalize the go, 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 go. But if you wake up early, you actually get to just get there. You know, you're not in a rush. So you're accomplishing everything else that everyone else is accomplishing, but just a lot more relaxed. But with waking up early comes sleeping on time. So that's a whole nother thing that you gotta figure out how to do. But if you can have control over your sleep and make sure that you're giving yourself enough hours in the actual day to get things done, you should see your progress move up by so much, guys, because it's simply a fact that you can do much more with more time. Next, we're just going to talk about to-do lists. To-do lists are my favorite thing. It's very easy, very great way to structure your day. You should be making a to-do list either right before you go to sleep or when you wake up in the morning, so that you're not just going through your day without actually knowing what it is you want to do, what it is you have to do. You don't want to be that person who's like, oh, I forgot I had to do that. I totally do have a class later today. Wait, I had a class in the morning? Like, come on. You don't want to be that person who forgets when the homework is due and stuff like that. And without a to-do list, all those little things will just sneak up on you. Now, with a to-do list, you should be ordering them after you do them. Write little numbers next to them for the order that you're going to get things done. This allows your day to move seamlessly. You just go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, and you know exactly what to do next and exactly how many things you need to do. For example, if you write clean your room, take a shower, and move furniture, staring at that is one thing, but seeing a little 1 next to clean your room, 2, then you move the furniture, and 3, then you shower, will just help your brain process basically the schedule that you've now built for yourself with this to-do list. I don't really do time blocking just because sometimes it takes me longer to do things than I think. Sometimes it takes me shorter. So time blocking doesn't really work for me, but order your to-do list and that'll make everything run a lot smoother. So our last one, we're just going to be talking about the reward concept. There's this quote that goes, don't underestimate the power of having something to look forward to. I don't know who it's by, but that is very true, at least for me. If you can figure out little rewards or little things that fill your cup and make you feel better, but you don't touch them until you do what you need to do, guys. If you were supposed to study all day, maybe the reward is that you order takeout for dinner. But baby, if you didn't study, you better not be ordering no takeout. And this might work for you, this might not work for you, but everything tastes better, everything feels better when you genuinely feel like you've done everything you can and you fully deserve it. Your mind's clear and you can just fully enjoy that thing. If you've made it through this entire video and you're taking in all the tips from this entire video, you're probably accomplishing amazing things. So give yourself something to look forward to. Give yourself a reward for that hard work that you're putting in. I know for me, sometimes I have practices, maybe for dance or other things. And if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm not on top of my stuff, I will not go to practice. I can't go to practice because I need to finish. But here's the thing. I love practice. I love clubs and stuff like that. So if I'm slacking off, I'll remind myself, girl, if you don't get this done, you're not going to practice. And that'll help me focus and remember my reward for all this hard work. So find something that gives you the motivation that you need to get your life together, and that should help. Just focus. Even if you hate the work that you're doing, it'll just give you a little push, a little motivation to get there, get it out the way, so you can focus on the things you actually like. That is it for the video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment which one is your favorite tip and which one you are going to try using, and let me know what other topics you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys later.